So I am making a chocolate pudding today. And actually a very interesting ingredient is going to go in there. This is super, super easy. This can stay in the refrigerator for, a few days as well. So a really, really great snack. It's also a really great snack, let's say, to have after dinner, sometimes before bed when you're craving something a little bit sweeter. So the secret ingredient is actually going to be an avocado. This is what's going to give it that creamy pudding consistency. So I have my blender out. You can use a blender, you can use a food processor, whatever you want or have. I halved this recipe, so it really calls for 2 avocados, but I just halved it because it actually makes a lot. It makes about 2 servings even having it, so definitely enough. So we put in our avocado, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in about 1/3 of a cup. Which is going to be about this much. So here we have about 1/3 of a cup of the unsweetened cocoa powder. So that's going to go into our blender with our avocado. Then we obviously want to add something to continue to make it creamy, but also like a liquid, right? We need a liquid to make sure that this, has that not too creamy, not too thick, but thinning it out a little bit. So I'm using regular whole milk. I like to use whole milk. I think, whole fat dairy is, it's a really healthy fat. It's gotten, I think, bad rep in the past, but it's my choice. It's my preference of milk. You can use almond milk, you can use soy milk, you can use low fat milk, really whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the consistency. The only milk I probably wouldn't use is coconut milk because I think it's too thick. If you do want to use coconut milk though, you probably could, specifically the canned coconut milk, which is a little bit thicker. I would use a little bit of water probably to thin it out first. And then I think that would be okay. So we put our milk in there. Now we want to sweeten it up a bit. You can use honey, agave. I'm using some maple syrup. So you're going to use about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup just to kind of sweeten that all up a bit. And then we are going to use about a capful of vanilla. It calls for 1.5 tablespoons. I tend to think it's a little bit too much and I taste the vanilla too much. So I cut it down to about just a capful. And again, I'm having this recipe even. So even more so it doesn't really much. So it doesn't take long at all. You blend it really to the consistency that you want. And that is really it. So it's like a really nice pudding consistency. Let's see if I can show you on the spoon. It's really nice and thick, right? It's not super, super thin. It's so delicious. You can add a little bit more sweetener if you want it a little bit sweeter. I like it a little bit more semi-sweet. I like the dark chocolate taste. And this is the final version. I put it in a bowl. I put some chia seeds on top, just another way to get some healthy fats and omega-3 fatty acids. And then just some raspberries to add a little bit more antioxidants. It's a really, really great, delicious way to get that sweet chocolate dessert type of snack that sometimes we crave, after dinner, before bed, using really, really healthy ingredients and to help boost our mood. So that's